Oh, it's going to be on Brawlhaven too. All right, Use versus Lores. PR1 versus PR2. Loser if it gets 5th. So they're fighting to get in that top 4. And unlike NA and EU, at least right now in South America, only top 2 get to that Royale. So it's not even enough to get that top 3 spot. You've got to get in the Grands to be able to make it here in Atlanta, Georgia for the Summer Royale. So they're fighting for that spot right now, and it's Lores versus Use game 1.
Oh yeah, and I love that, right? Going through like the downlight bridge and then just like the recovery once you've sort of like slid off of that. That's really good, consistent damage that Greatsword is just able to pump out in that position.
Yeah, we'll see if he goes for a little bit more. Lores doing those Nair anti-airs. Falls back on the stage, and now we're just waiting to see if one player is going to jump in with an attack first. Good call out on the spot dodge.
Use right now able to get that downlight again and mixing it up with the weapon toss to be able to pick something back up. We didn't see the recovery that time. Use was just out of position. Goes for the recovery, does not actually do it yet. Damage was down a little bit too low and makes back. Ooh.
I like that gravity cancel side stick. Lands on the stage, trying to get that impact there. What? Lores, gravity cancel neutralizing there. Can he get a weapon toss edge guard? He needs it.
Nice catch on the jump through with the side of, yeah. Just so to force out those options. Got nice and close up to Loris and said, hey, you feeling uncomfortable? You want to jump out of here? You're not getting away with that, buddy.
Yeah, that's a very South America-styled edge guard there. Good job with the D-Light neutral signature. It's the best knocking out combo that you can get unarmed. Not the highest damaging one, but that's all he needed in that situation. But it's something that I feel like Fiend pioneered, and now everybody in South America does it, which is just like you use every single jump that you possibly have to go as far out there to hit your opponent for an edge guard as possible. And now Use traveling across the stage with a greatsword, doing a ton of damage and ending with that end-light finisher.
Yeah, has been consistently connecting all of these combos, mind you. Loris looks really afraid to like sort of like dodge up in the middle of some of them. That being said, able to land back down, looking for the downlight anti-air, doesn't find it, and Use is just looking to get something started with a down air, potentially combo it into a recovery or just pop that raw side sig.
Yeah, Kaya's defense has stopped Use from getting knockouts 3 or 4 times now so far, but the D-Light recovery is going to be enough there. The signature kit from Jae-Yoon is quite potent, but the moves last for a very long time. So being able to get that knockout there right after that side sig connecting is a pretty big deal because it's hard to get those attacks to connect in the first place unless it's like doing a sidelight opener into like a dash pivot end sig.
Okay, right now Use looking to pick something up here with the neutral light. Doesn't find it. Whipping that downlight bridge, though. That is one of the fairly like laggier ones, and Loris was just in a really good position to punish that. Ends up pivoting that, and just swings the totally wrong direction.
Yeah, that was odd, because Lores and Use both messed up their punishes there. Goes for that chain dodge, where he goes straight down, doesn't get a good mix-up off of it, forces the dodge with the weapon throw, and Lores gets the edge guard with that D-Light ground pound. Huge there, because he was taking a little too much damage for this game to be looking winnable, and now with that extra defense that Kaya has, it could potentially be a game 1 win for Lores here. Let's see if Use is able to close it out.
Yeah, that survivability is so important, especially when it comes to like trying to live like those downlight recoveries. From that far up, though, that's when, you know, it doesn't matter how much defense you have, that like just amount of initial knockback is just going to do such a good job of closing. Use finding a quick little whiff punish there. Okay, all of a sudden, Loris is making this so doable.
Yeah, Nair tried a combo into recovery. One more unarmed recovery would do it. Greatsword picked up, and I honestly feel like it'd be better for you to throw it to the side and just do something unarmed at this rate. Never mind. Dash forward, fast fall recovery. Nicely done. Ends that first game with a win. But Lores kept it close.
I really like recovery as an option, though, because even if you completely with it, you're able to react to that and say, oh, wow, I didn't connect this. I can now fade back with it.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if your opponent can always get, like, they might find a punish on it, but they won't necessarily find a punish that KOs.
Yeah, we've talked about this with the Greatsword recovery a few times that has been on the screen, too, about how it's just one of those things where you can kind of comfortably move forward with it because you can also move back if it doesn't work. Although most of the time it
also just covers the ground a lot better than a lot of other recoveries do, right? So it's kind of like unique in that sense.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about if you land, it just stops. Oh, but Lores, now it looks like there's a change, but Pearl here is just epic crossover for Kaya, so the move kit is exactly the same going into this game, too, as we're back on Brawlhalla.
Okay, right now, Use picking up that sword, comes back on with the side, looking for some sort of a landing. Love that little weapon toss, but does not find a follow-up off of it. Whiffs it, but still is just able to keep swinging.
D-Light recovery there after the spot dodge from Use. Laura's taking good control over this game, number 2. I wonder what the weapon's going to come. Okay, Greatsword starts over here. Let's see if we can get a finisher. Okay, he's tried that a few times. He's like doing this down edge guard. He's doing this like pivot down sig, where he gets the aerial hitbox instead of the grounded hitbox, but still lands on stage, but Laura doesn't fall for it just yet. Wow, that was a super quick falling there.
Okay, like that use of the recovery just to stall yourself vertically and just in case catch Loyalist on jumping in. But that's a classic little bow combo. Loyalist makes it back onto the stage, finds that ground pound, looks for the second one, and even if Hughes didn't get hit by it, it still was kind of scary.
Loris didn't get hit by the side air there. Hughes was swinging, just holding like this vertical space, and Loris was right next to him and just managed to get out of harm's way, and now it's 3 stocks to 1. This is a huge change in pace from game 1.
Oh, absolutely. Hughes right now looking for this edge guard, finds a weapon toss, finds a double weapon toss, triple weapon toss, and there is nothing that Loyalist can do about it. But that side A was the perfect chase dodge. That is exactly what he needed. Look at this damage. Look at this combo. Is this going to be a 3-stock?
Oh, it could be. If all he could hit are weapon throws, it's like the lowest amount of damage you could possibly do. Which is just so funny to me that that's all you use. Stop. Hits him with the twice forward there. Finally gets the stock.
Yeah, going into the next one here, this game isn't looking that amazing for Hughes. I just feel like Loyalist's advantage state thus far has just been so good. And Hughes was not able to find as many of those like super long extended like strings as he did in game 1.
Yeah, and it's hurting. I'm looking at this game. That's one of them. Sideline finisher goes all the way off the chase dodge. Weapon throw forces the dodge. Doesn't get the ground pound because he lands on stage, and that's a little risky.
I thought that was so funny. You successfully avoided the downlight, and then you're like, wait, there's a descending bow on top of me.
And he's just like, I'm just going to take it. Yeah, those bonks tend to cost players. Happen again. He actually might lose his stock to it. That's funny. Pogo, weapon throw.
Is that it? Yeah, it is going to be it. At that point, you have nothing left. You have to go touch the edge of the stage, and that is the best possible place that you can position that GCD light into the ground pound.
You just got to be a little more careful about these weapon throws from Lores. I love that spot dodge there, but it still ended up being a dash forward downlight recovery that got the stock.
There's some signs of life that second stock. Like, that was like a good shrink. And then that was one of the only extended strings that he's found that entire time.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about the sidelight finisher off the edge, went off the chase dodge, and then hit his head on the bow, and then, I don't know, just never recovered from the shock. Game 2 goes over to Lores. Game 3 is here again, and that was awesome. Using the downlight, like a delayed downlight finisher to catch Lores fading away. Good start to Game 3.
Yeah, Lores right now picking up the bow. We just saw like how potent it was, especially like calling out like a lot of his jumps. Okay, started of something potentially big here. Tries to commit so heavily to the ground pound, still makes it back on, and is the one that is in control of the pace here. Lores finally able to punish that whiffed sidelight, but doesn't find much off of it though.
Yeah, lots of pressure coming out from Hughes. And so far, it's resulted in him having a damage advantage, but not too big of a one that I feel like Laura's going to come back from if he stops avoiding these. He's getting caught with these sidelight openers so much, but like, I almost feel like Loris is fine taking them as long as he can get through. That N-Sig, however, calls him out. Not enough to knock out just yet.
All right, just able to set up the edge guard now, backing off, finds the great sword, which isn't necessarily the best at like edge guarding, right? Because you have to like either commit to a ground pound and you down it, like isn't like always the hugest, but you are able to just control the stage. You find the downer that time around, and you clean up that stock.
That was hilarious. That bait. He side six the wrong way and then immediately pivot dares.
It always feels bad when you get hit by something like that, because it's like you should not be able to act out of that fast.
I feel like that's just something that exists
in all fighting games.
In all platform fighters, in all fighting games, it's just kind of like, I'm going to do the move that looks committal but really isn't. And then you're able to get the edge guard right afterwards. Back to this game, however, Lores evening things up. And Neutralite anti-air is coming through. I want to see use back on the Greatsword, Dara. That's what I feel like. Now, once he starts finding those sidelight openers, that's when things get really, really good for him.
Yeah, Hughes just has such a good sense of advantage, how to cover those dodges, how to be able to follow things up, and specifically how to keep the pressure on. That is where Hughes shines.
Whoa.
Like that.
Yeah, new angle from the N-Light finisher, not quite getting a knockout, but that dodge and delayed neutral signature after that sidelight opener, Hughes is really finding his stride.
Think about the amount of options that covers. That covers a spot dodge, that covers a dodge up, a dodge down, a dodge in, perhaps.
Dodge diagonal down.
Yeah.
Dodge diagonal up.
You don't have actually a lot of options there unless you're holding out. And the times that you dodge out, that is when like Hughes chase dodges in, and then is like able to find like either like another neutralite or something, or the other point is he established that situation and then covered, you know, half of the options that he normally wouldn't.
Yeah, and a great time to use the neutral sig for that too, because it's going to knock out when he has got that much damage into Lores. Spot dodges that recovery there and gets right around the down signature with a nice dare punish. Doesn't dare nair there, however.
Ooh, such a good angle on that side of the stage bounce. Okay, does it actually find that slide off sig?
Oh, okay. Edgeguard opportunity there that just went sour. D-Light neutral signature, not going to knock out just yet. Lores surviving just barely so many times against Hughes. But that dash
weapon
jump
spot was so funny.
He dash jump, picked up the weapon, Sared, and just got the knockout, right?
Yep, that is exactly what happened.
Which is pretty cool.
That was a godlike weapon spot. That's what that was, really.
No, Hughes knew it was going to happen. That's all I'm saying. He was like, I'm going to dash jump and manifest a greatsword in my hands.
Yeah, that's just the game, like saying, you know what, man, you got this. You deserve this whiff punish. What, you want like an unarmed sider? Nope, I got
Let's see if he reacted to it. I'm actually curious. So here's Lores. Okay, he did react to it. It was like the weapon was manifesting, and then he went, ooh, and dash jumped into it and grabbed it right as it was actionable. Because you can't immediately pick it up when the animation's coming through, but that was like close to frame perfect, if not frame perfect.
It was an incredible assist. And Hughes opening off this game by sacrificing that sword, able to pick up a great sword really fortunately now. And Loris gets a little Nutrilite, isn't actually able to come in there and get anything else, backs off and doesn't press again just in case Hughes mashes out of disadvantage.
Yeah, Hughes using the his dash lane movement. Finally, the down stick actually connects. Forces the dodge. Oh, he D-Lights the wrong way. That could have been D-Light ground pound into the stock. Now it's sword, disarming Lores. Could get a D-Light recovery here. Oh, a little different than what I was expecting, but I'm
That's
not
the first time that we've seen that all set.
Yes. Yeah, it is. It does not hit grounded, but it hits just barely above grounded. So
it is just a very funny anti-air.
Yeah, and he caught Lores in the air, and it did exactly what he wanted it to. Oh, that Sarah was so close.
Okay, knocked off stage here. What do you do? Such good spacing on the dodge. Touching the corner. I did not think that he would make it back.
He went to pick up the weapon after the weapon throw. The gravity canceled. Okay. Wow. He carried Lores from the bottom left side of the stage to the bottom right side of the stage, and then stage spiked him against the wall.
After throwing his weapon, mind you, picking it back up and then still knocking him with. That was crazy.
And then using the gravity cancel side stick to do it. Uses on fire. Oh my goodness, it's about to be a 3-stock here in game number 4. Lores doesn't even take that stock with the Sair.
This is a little bit brutal now. Chase dodging up to be able to make it back onto the stage, and Hughes just wrapping around totally. Okay.
That's gonna be a problem pretty soon. He was just like, what do I do? Sometimes you just lose the stock. And that's okay. You got 3, all right? He's got 1.
Okay, right now, though, this is such a good lead for Hughes. I don't understand what Loris totally needs to do to vanquish this foe, because look at that, catching that dodge in place just by dash jumping and going for the down air as well. Okay.
Is Greatsword the best weapon in Brawlhalla? Question mark?
Yeah, new discourse on Twitter as soon as Greatsword does well once.
Hughes winning with anything? Is this the best player? Yes, it is. It very, very well might be. This is looking brutal. Okay, that's just it. I don't even know what emote that was.
That was really funny. There's nothing else to say there other than, well, the grab pound didn't connect it. Lawyer still didn't make it back on. That's you set, everybody.
Shine
That's
stalling
the game.
into the blast zone. Yeah, I'd love to see it. This recovery nair, so good. I couldn't believe.